Hi, we're going to talk about day 50 and just go over some basics and also what you should be doing in your calculator. He has a different calculator, so I thought it was important to make a video just to kind of review how we would do it in our calculator. But it is worthwhile rewatching his video and looking over your notes. So if we look at this situation, it may be obvious or maybe not so obvious. I don't see the word until, but it's in there. So this shark is going to hunt for his seal, and he's going to keep hunting and hunting and hunting until he catches his dinner. Now he has a chance, a probability of success of 47.3%, and he's going to keep going and going and going until he catches his seal, and then he'll stop. And so that's the word until is in there, even though it's not there at all. Okay, so he did this by hand, and he also did it in the calculator, and I'd like you to do both on the test for me. I would appreciate that. I also, in our notes, for what you're turning in, so far this is all that is due Friday. So what's due Friday is just to take a few notes and try to follow the steps I've laid out, and of course put your name here on this piece of paper. Awesome. Okay, so now, on day 50, the first problem he did on our calculator, we would say the geometric PDF. So the probability of catching the seal on your third attempt would just be the probability of success and exactly 3. And I'm going to show you what that looks like in the calculator that we have. Okay, so if I go to probability and distributions, being tricky here. Scroll all the way down. This is a geometric PDF because I want to know the probability of success. So he catches his dinner 47.3% of the time, and I want exactly 3. It took him, he was successful on the third shot. So that's the amount he got in the book. Okay, or when you watch the video. So I'd like you just to jot this down. So the geometric PDF, the probability of success, and the number of the exact trial, that's what the notation looks like. And we got the answer. All right, that's what we got. Sounds good. Now let's look at the next one. It says, find the probability of you catching it when it was greater than 3. So this is a real super bummin' shark. It took him more than 3 tries, so he probably feels pretty sad and pathetic compared to the other sharks because this is a pretty high success rate. But let's figure out how we could do this. He did it by hand, and I want to show you how to do it. I think I can do it with a range. Okay, so let's go. Geometric CDF, okay, so probability of success. But I don't know the upper bound. It could take him forever to do it. So I'm not sure. Let's think about this a little bit more. Maybe I could do this same rule of kind of the at least one thing I did a minute ago. I think I totally can do that. So what if I figured out, instead of figuring out this, let's say I figured out what would be the range between catching it on the first try, that guy's lucky, and catching it on the second or the third try. Okay, and that should be the complement of that. So I can use a range in my calculator, and this will tell me the probability of catching the shark, catching the seal on the first, the second, or the third. Okay, there we go. So my lower bound is 1, and my upper bound is 3. Okay, so I'm going to put that in on my paper, and that is 0.85. So now I know that the probability of catching it greater than 3 has to be what's left over, so that'd be 0.15. Now, last part of the question, very sneaky, he flips back over to binomial PDF. Exactly 3 being successful. And so now we're thinking about all of the sharks happening. Instead of just one shark, and we're waiting and waiting and waiting until one shark catches it, we're thinking about all the sharks at once. And now that switches back to binomial PDF. And he doesn't really explain that here. So I thought, ooh, I'll talk about that in my video. So when I think about my binomial, let's go back to my calculator. So you may have done this earlier and not really understood what he was talking about. When I do binomial, I want exactly 3 successes. Now I actually know my number of trials because it says I witnessed 8 trials. So see, oops, maybe that does make sense. N now is 8. So he switched from a geometric bits back to a bins because he told me the number of trials. Okay, so I can do a binomial, and I don't want CDF because I want exactly 3. I don't want a range, I want an exact number. Okay, so let me pick binomial PDF, which is what he picked. Nugget. I keep hitting the wrong button because I'm looking at the screen through my camera. There we go. So my number of trials is 8. My probability of success is still 0.473. And the X value I want is 3. Beautimous. Now you saw this video a while back, and now you've actually seen us do a question very similar to this in class. So make sure that this makes sense to you now so that you can apply that knowledge on the test. Thanks for joining us. Good luck on the exam Friday.